Welcome everybody to round 6 of the first season of Can-Am VRL IMSA style Project Cars 2. LMP2 fields forming up now with Wayne Kerr in the lead and Nissan powered Ligier. Foss versus teammate is in second, that's me. Also Nissan power. We got ECT Chef is in third with Judd power, followed by 2112. And the points leader, Bionic Derp, is rounding out the LMP2 field in fifth. Forming up here on the front straight, ready to start. Coming to the line. And there's the green. Wayne pulls away here at the beginning. And all the remaining cars file in. Single file coming into turn 1. Looks good, except ECT Chef goes wide, ends up side by side with Bionic Derp going into turn 3. That sets him up coming into turn 5, the heavy braking area side by side. Chef pushes Derp out wide, doesn't give him any room to return, resulting in contact. Chef slots into 4th, Derp in 5th. That's the way it would continue pretty much the rest of the race. Picking up with the GTE field here, we've got power on the pole, Ferrari. Second place is Nurek in the first of the BMW M6s, followed by his teammate Kaladin. Fourth place is Anamera in the second Ferrari. Fifth place is F1 Racer in the Ford GT. Sixth place is Max in another Ferrari. And rounding out the GTE field is Implied Consent in the Corvette. The current points leader is Nurek, starting second, with Anamera being a multiple race winner this year. Forming up a little bit sloppier than the rest of the field here, and they're off. Power starts to pull away here slowly, maintaining the single file formation. Looks like Cal tries to pull out a little bit, testing the waters, slots back into third. F1's trying to get a little clean air down the inside, but everybody makes it through turn 1 cleanly. Slots in for the running order that'll carry through for most of the rest of the race. Picking up with GT3, we've got Drizut, the points leader, in the pole position with Fight Test and is new, switching from LMP2 to GT3 in the Falcon Porsche, with Crow Hop back from a week absence in third in the Lamborghini with his teammate Klasno side by side. Less than last week's winner is in 5th in the second Porsche. And you've got TextJet in Riverside running out the field in the 2 Audis. Coming in a nice side by side formation for the start. Driz pulls away pretty cleanly. Flight slots in second. Crow Hop slides in behind him. Everybody else single file except for the 2 Audis carrying through into turn 1 here. Crow would get past the Fight Test here in the next couple of turns, take over second position. Later that lap, coming into Canada corner, Glasnost loses it a little bit under braking, pushes wide, allowing Lesson to get by. Glasnost would slot back into 5th with Lesson picking up 4th and starting to hunt down Fight Test. While trying to get his position back next lap, Glasnost under heavy braking locks it up, loops it around turn 8. A few laps later, Lesson trying to hunt down Fight Test loses it in turn 1, making heavy contact with the tire barrier on the inside. He would rejoin in 6th position right behind Riverside. Later that lap, Riverside would following Glasnost, loses it in the same way that Glasnost did, sliding off into the grass onto the concrete runoff area. Implied Consent had a rough day, and this was the beginning of most of his troubles. Under power, sliding through turn 3 onto the inside, all the way across the grass into the barrier, doing significant front end damage and slowing him up for quite a while. He would later have to pit for repairs. One of the key factors of multi-class racing is traffic. Right here we have a good example of Lesson taking advantage of traffic with 2112 trying to pass Riverside. Ends up with a good clean outside pass into turn 3. Riverside loses a little bit as he lets up off a brake and gets a little bit oversteer there and into the grass. Text check was next on Lesson's list as he climbed back up the charts, but under pressure loses it into the wall coming off of turn 13 into 14, doing significant damage, forcing him to pit for repairs. GTE provided the closest racing of any class throughout the day. In the first 45 minutes, none of the battles was closer than Power in the lead, and Nurek close on his heels. Chef had to make an early pit stop due to the excessive tire wear here at Road America. He's trying to work his way back up through some of the GTE leaders to get back up to the LMP2 field. A few corners in front of these two, Lesson having an even rougher day, loses it in the kink, making significant contact with the inside barrier. Luckily, he pins it against the barrier as the leaders in GTE come through with Chef in second place, me, Phosphorus. From my in-car, you see Chef dart out just on the back end of the kink and then sees Lesson there on the right side of the course, threads the needle through, no contact with any other traffic. Things didn't calm down too much though. As we get on the front straightaway, Chef clears Power and moves over as I try to put a lap on him on the inside going into turn 1. I'm able to clear him, but as we enter into turn 1, Chef gets some of my aero wash and loops it, causing Power and Nurek to divert. Power goes off to the grass, makes contact with the barrier, and gives up first place to Nurek. That would be the start of Power's troubles for the day. Following the incident in the kink, Kaladin overshoots Canada corner, coming in a little bit too hot, lets Anamara go by, while Lesson heads for the pits for repairs. A few laps later, Kaladin gets a great run coming out of 14 down the front straightaway and takes third position back from Anamara going into turn 1. This would be one of the most significant battles throughout the day and would carry all the way to the finish. Traffic's a big factor in multi-class racing, and it's not always the back markers that are the issue. Wayne Kirk, the leader of the race, coming out of the pits, rejoins right in the middle of Kaladin and Anamara's battle, making contact with Cal and spinning him out of second place in class. From his in-car, you can hear the contact. Cal makes a good save, minimizes the damage to his car, and continues on. After pit cycles had all completed, the only position change was Fight jumped Crowhop into second place in GT3. Fight slipstreaming off an implied consent with Crowhop in trail coming into turn 1, hoping to clear traffic with no incidents. Under braking, implied consent throws the anchor out. Fight runner ends him. Crowhop hits Fight, causes significant damage, causing Fight to retire 3 laps later. Then, continuing on here, after Power had repairs, regained the lead. Disaster strikes. He gets a pop-up window, takes him out of game. He loses control, does significant damage to the car. Ultimately, the AI would take over the car and he would not have control, forcing Power to retire just for the safety of the rest of the race. Riverside would also have to retire due to contact just before he regained a lap on Fight, leaving him retired in last place. The fight for second place in GTE between Anamara and Kaladin was the strongest all day, and it didn't slow down at all. In fact, in the last lap and a half of the race remaining, the fight picked up significantly. Kaladin refused to let his incident with the wanker take him out of the race. Instead, found another gear and found his way all the way up underneath Anamara's rear wing. Again, traffic could be an issue though, as they came up on Lesson as he struggled through the day. Cal had a significant run coming down into Canada corner and tried to make a move as Anamara slides wide, leaves the door open, comes back down, makes contact. Kaladin lets him have the position back. Coming down the front straightaway, Kaladin gets a run and slipstreams off of Anamara. As Anamara slipstreams off Lesson, passes him on the inside. Cal's trying to find a way through, bounces off the inside wall and off of Lesson's right front fender. As a result, Cal's not close enough to make a pass in turn 1, even though Anamara slides a little bit wide. Cal thinks about diving in down into turn 3, thinks better of it. Cal tucks in, makes sure he gets a good run coming out of turn 3. Gets up under Anamara's wing, going through the bridge in turn 4. Set up a move, possibly going down in turn 5, but Anamara blocks off the inside line. Cal makes contact twice. As a result, Anamara and Cal both slide wide. Kaladin holds up and lets Anamara retake the position, but Lesson slides back through. While this is going on, Wayne Kerr, the LMP2 leader, finishes the race in first. Phosphorus in second, taking the points lead. 21-12 is third, rounding out the podium, with Chef and the former points leader, Bionic Derp, in fifth. GT3 is almost also complete, with Drizut, their point leader, taking first, Crowhop in second, Glassnose getting the podium in third. TextJet is surprisingly good finish in fourth. However, Lesson hadn't crossed the finish line yet in fifth. Anamara and Cal still gaining on him. Cal hadn't given up, getting a tremendous run coming out of the carousel, down through the kink. Lesson loses it again, off to the inside, makes contact, comes back across the track in front of Anamara, blocking him. Cal makes an insane pass on the left side with 2 wheels in the grass, and that's how they'd finish. Nurik in first, Kaladin in second, Empower on the top of the podium with Anamara in third. Taking a look at onboard from Kaladin here. You can see him gaining slightly as they come through the kink, hoping against all hope that he'd be able to make a pass in the candidate corner. And then tragedy strikes for Anamara.
Yeah.
It's insane. What a finish. F1 Racer would take home fourth, with Max picking up fifth, Implied Consent in sixth, and Power DNFing all the way down to seventh. It was a great race, lots of action. Hopefully we'll have a little bit bigger field next race at Watkins Glen in 2 weeks on January 30th. See you there.